Hey guys, this is Carlos Casados, and I want to talk to you about hypnotherapy. First of all, what is it? And secondly, why is it useful for you? So, a lot of people have a bunch of funny ideas about hypnosis. Maybe they've seen a show at the carnival, at the county fair, or maybe they've seen something on TV or in a movie. And there's a lot of nonsense out there about hypnosis. So, let me just clear up a few of those things first. Hypnosis is not mind control, okay? So you don't fall under a spell where you have to do exactly what the hypnotist says. Now, I know that at the county fair it looks like that, but remember, folks, that's entertainment. That's there to make people laugh. And people on stage are selected for their compliance and for their enjoyment and their willingness to play and have a good time. So are they hypnotized? You decide. Maybe sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't. But the point is, they're there to have fun, to make you laugh, and to be silly. That's the whole point. And the comedy hypnotist is really good at selecting people who will be, suggestible and fun and compliant and not really embarrassed if they, take their shirt off and dance around like they're Britney Spears for a little while just to entertain you. Or jumping when they imagine that the belt on the floor is really a snake. That's not really what this is about. You don't have to be a gullible person or a wild, crazy person to do hypnotherapy. In fact, there are a lot of professional athletes and professional business owners and so on who use hypnotherapy as a tool. And the tool is used to focus the mind to get better results. So we've all heard, many of us have heard Albert Einstein's quote that the problems we face today are really problems of the imagination. And we can't use the same level of thinking to solve the problem as we did when we created the problem. So you could say that hypnosis is a way of accessing different levels of thinking so that you can solve the problem. We have a lot of creative resources inside of us, and if we could only just tap into those resources, we would be better off. So most of us have solved problems throughout our life, and it was always by changing our mindset. When you're in a resourceful state, you come up with solutions and you feel motivated and you've got all the energy in the world to solve it. But when you're in an unresourceful state, sad, depressed, hopeless, you just can't come up with any good solutions and you feel like there's no point. So sometimes people will just go and take a shower or have a glass of wine or hang out with a friend or go for a run. And they'll do something that actually changes their mind state. Once their mind state changes and they're in a new mindset, they can actually access the resources and solve the problem. Well, hypnosis is another tool that you can use to consistently get those results. Remember that your mind has all these positive memories and things stored in it, but it also has possibly some less than helpful, painful, difficult things in there. And so hypnosis is a way of accessing some of those things, helping you heal traumas, heal old wounds, access resources that you didn't know you had, open up your creativity, and think out of the box. Why you need it? Well, because you want better results. And a good hypnotist knows how to help you access your reality in a different way. So some of us will learn how to meditate, how to use guided visualization, affirmations, for example. Sometimes we'll go to a motivational talk. And what's happening when you're in that motivational talk? You're sitting there and you're listening to this person that you highly respect. And that person is speaking to you and they're building pictures in your mind. They're painting an image of what it's like, and you start to feel different things. That's your imagination becoming active. And you may really start to resonate or relate to what's being told to you. At that point, the storytelling becomes hypnotic. And you start to feel like maybe there's a possibility that you could succeed in this particular thing. So you leave that feeling, or you leave the event and you have that feeling with you, and you've changed. We probably have all had like a mentor or somebody who's given us one of those talks that just set us in the right course. Well, hypnotherapy can be telling stories, it can be guided visualization, it can be affirmation oriented, it can even be just a simple conversation that you have where you learn to shape your reality by contemplating different ideas. The thing is, our subjective reality is being created all the time. So we're always shaping our reality in some way. And all these automatic responses that we have to our environment, they're a result, you could say, of previous hypnosis. Anytime you've learned a new lesson, your mind became receptive, you learned that new thing and it became memorized. It's in your mind like a seed that's been planted. So from then on, you see the world through those eyes. You've got those filters on. And a good hypnotist uses this understanding to teach you how to shape new thoughts, new feelings that are more productive and get the results that you want. So it doesn't have to be your eyes closed and counting backwards from 10 and going through a bunch of stairwells and all that stuff. That's one way to do it. There are a lot of ways to access the mind's tools. And hypnotherapy, or a good hypnotherapist, understands how to use a variety of tools to get there. And like I said, it may be a conversation combined with a visualization. It may be eyes open and standing up and tapping into your physical feelings in a certain way. So part of my mission is to teach people about what hypnosis is and what it isn't. I said that it's not mind control. And the other thing is, it's safe. There's nobody who's ever gone into a hypnotic trance and not come out. You're in full control. There's a saying that all hypnosis is essentially self-hypnosis. There's a saying that all hypnosis is essentially self-hypnosis. And that's true, because you have to agree. You have to agree, you have to go along, you have to follow the instructions, and your hypnotist is really a coach teaching you how to shape your reality. So if you went to a good exercise coach, they would give you corrections in your posture, they would give you suggestions on how to do what you're doing so you get a better result. And a hypnotist is a life coach that's teaching you how to access your mind's abilities, your creative abilities, to solve the problems that you were troubled with. And so sometimes all it takes is a different perspective. Using hypnosis can teach you how to look at your life, look at your feelings, and look at your situation in a different way that empowers you and puts you back in charge. Thanks again.